Hello, class. We thank the Lord Almighty for converging all of us here today again to come and continue our studies. Yes, the last time when we met, we discussed something about how we download and install R. Today, we are going to continue from where we ended the last time. We are continuing on atomic data type, right? We have different forms of our data type in R. At the end of this class, you'll be well equipped and you will know all the different forms of data type in R, and it will help us in our analysis, right? So we have basically we'll be discussing the five atomic data types, right? The first atomic data type that we have is one double, right? For these doubles, all numbers that we have that falls under what real numbers are being executed as one double. So here we have natural numbers, integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. All these numbers falls under what real numbers. So all these numbers are called double. And then if you really want to check a specific data type in R, we use what we call the type of function, as you can see here. We use what we call the type of function, as you can see here. So at the end of the day, you see 1 is part of real numbers, 1.456 is also a real number. So if you really want to check the type of atomic data type, you just write this type of function and then insert the number inside. So here we have our 1 here. So once you run the 1, you see it will be giving us what double, as you can see here. I'm sorry, let me cancel this. Okay, sure. So let's start to execute it one by one so that you really appreciate it. So once you execute it, you see that the 1 there is what double, and then 1.456 there too is also what double, right? So all these forms of numbers are termed as what double in R. So for the double, double also take a special values of what if and the negative in. You see, we have positive we have positive infinity and negative infinity. So all the positive infinity and the negative infinity has a special type, a special atomic data type as what double. So here, if we have the if and then we have the negative if, and we want to check the data type of this positive and negative infinity, we can also check. We just write your type of function and put the if and the negative if inside and just check the atomic data type. So once you check, you see it's also giving us what double, and then once you run this one too, it's also giving us what double. So these are what these are our doubles, right? The both real numbers and then positive and negative what infinities are all what doubles. And then you see sometimes in our data you see a particular value being divided by 0, like, or you have 0 divided by 0. All these 0 divided by 0, you see once you execute it just produce what NaN, right, as you can see here. So this NaN, as you can see there, is also a special type of what it's a special type of what atomic data type that falls under what double, right? So once we just write a type of what function what, and then just put in inside the NaN and then run, you see that that one too is what double, right? So double has what special values that we have to recognize. So after knowing that all real numbers will give us all real numbers falls under what double, both negative and positive what infinity also falls under double, and then when we have a number dividing by 0, it also falls under what double. So that is the first atomic data type, right? And then the second atomic data type that we have in R is what integer, right? In R is called what integer, right? So for integer, as we know in what mathematics, right, they are both what positive and the negative of what a natural numbers, including what 0. These are called what integers, right? So at the end of the day, you see we just learned that all these integers that we have, the natural numbers that we have, the rational numbers and the irrational numbers that we have falls under double. So if we have let's say 2, and when we check the data type for the 2, we know that surely this is going to give us double. But if you want to change the 2 from double to an integer, we use what we call the as.integer function, as you can see here. We use what we call the as.integer function. So this as.integer function here, we just type that one and then include that integer that we want to change from what double to one integer. So here we just write our as.integer and then include what 2 inside. So once you include 2 inside, it means that we want R to change it from double to an integer. So once you run this one, you see it is going to give us what? 2, right? And then once we run this one too, it's going to give us 3. So after getting this kind of stuff, sorry, let me run it again. After getting these 2 and 3, we want to also check the data type again, because right now it's not in double again, but right now we have moved it from what? Double to an integer, right? So if you check the data type, it's surely going to give us what? An integer, right? So you see it's giving us what? Integer. So we have also learned here that we can also convert numbers from what? Double to an integer. We can convert numbers from what? Double to an integer. And then at the end of the day, we can also convert numbers to an integer by dropping one decimal. You see, we know that for integers does not include any decimals, right? So in any instances, if a given double number, right? For example, 2.34 is what? A double, right? And then you want to convert these 2 points. If you want to really convert these 2 points, 34 into what? An integer, I will do that one for you, but it will what? Let the point 34 vanish, right? From the result that it will give you. So at the end of the day, if you want this one, once you run, you see we having only the 2 here, right? There's 0.34 has what? Vanished. Since at the end of the day, decimals are not included in what? In integers, I will remove the decimal place from it, right? And then when you come here to and execute, you are surely going to get what? 4, right? As you can see down here. And then we can also knowing the doubles and integer, we can also perform some operation using what? The double and what? The integer. And we know that this 30 here, this 30 that we can see here is what? Just a double. And then this 34.5 blah blah blah, 34.5678788, as you can see here, 2 is what? Double. But we are using the as dot integer here to convert it from a double to an integer. So after conversion, we can also we can also use some mathematical operation on what? This double and what? Integer, right? So at the end of the day, once you just run, you see we have a result of what? 64. Yes, we are having a result of what? 64, because R is going to take the negative out, since the negative are not included in what? Decimals. The negative are not included in what? Integer. Then the decimals is going to be taken away, since the decimals are not included in what? Integers, right? That's the reason why we are seeing we are having what? 64 here. And after getting the 64, we want to check the data type. It's surely going to give us double. Since we have not converted the whole of 64 into integer, we are going to surely get one double, right? So that is that for integers, and then that is that for integers and what? Double. The third atomic data type that we have here is what? Complex, right? So you know that complex numbers are numbers that are expressed in the form a plus bi, where a is the real part and the b is what? The imaginary part. You see, so any number function that you see that has I attached to it is what? Complex what? Numbers. So if you want to check the data type for this 3 plus 2i here, you just put the 3 plus 2i into what? The type of function, and once you put it into the type of function, the type of function is surely going to give us the data type. So once you run it, you see that it's complex, since there is an attach of an I, right? So you will not spend a lot of time on the complex, since it is very simple. Then we have the fourth atomic data type. The fourth atomic data type that we have is called what? The logical, right? It's what? Logical. So you see, for logical, we have, for example, for logical, we have what we call true and a false, right? So at the end of the day, if you have true or false in your data, and you want to check the data type for that data, you can just put in your true inside the data type, the type of function to check the data type of that logical. So for the true, it's surely going to give us logical, as you can see down here. It's surely going to give us logical, and the false too is surely going to give us logical. You see, we have false here, and then at the end of the day, maybe you don't want to write the true and the false at once, right? You don't want to spell it in 4. Yes, we can also use the T. You can also use the T and the F here to represent the true and the false, right? So once you have this one, once you run, it will come the same as you have seen at the top there. So true, as you can see there. So logical, right? Yes, and another way, we can also perform some logical operations, right? For example, can we say that 20 is greater than or equal to 23, of which it is false? Once you run it, you see R is going to give us false because the statement is false, right? So if you want to check the data type for this expression, once you put this argument to the type of function, it's going to give us what? Logical, since we are just testing if 20 is greater than or equal to 23, of which it is false. And if it is false, the data type there is what? Logical, right? So we can try our hands on these stuffs and then also check the data type for each of them, right? Yes. So let's continue on what? Converting what? Logicals to what? Numeric, right? Converting what? Logicals to what? Numeric. So we can convert logical to numeric using what? The as numeric, right? So for instance, you see for the logical you have true and false, right? So if you want to convert the true into numeric, you just use the as dot numeric, right? So once you run this one, you are surely going to get 1. So it has converted the true to what? 1, right? And then the false is surely going to give us 0, right? So for logical, we have, it's like you having categorical data and you want to convert it from categorical to factors, right? It's going to give us 1 and 0, right? As you can see there. And then if you can also convert it from what? You can also convert it from what? Numeric to what? Logical, right? You can also convert it from one numeric to logical. So as you can see here, so here we have as dot logical. So the as dot logical, then you put in your argument, the 1 and the 0. So once you put in 1, I will know that the 1 is for the true. So it will give us true, as you can see down here, and the as dot logical 0. So I will surely know that this one is what? False, and it's surely going to give us what? Our false, right? So the last atomic data type that we have is what? Character, right? Note that in R, characters are always written in what? Inverted what? Commas, right? So at the end of the day, you see, if you have cat here and then you want to check the data type, once you put the cat in inverted commas and then put it inside the data of function, it's surely going to give you the data type. That's what? Character, as you can see down there, right? And then we have type of here, and then we are just inputting 1 inside, right? Once you put in 1 inside, it's surely going to give us double, right? The 1 is surely going to give us double. But if, for instance, you want to convert numbers that are in what? Characters to in a that are in characters to what? Numeric, you have a way of what? Doing it, right? And then if you want to convert if you want to convert if you want to convert numeric to characters to, we have a way of what? Doing it, right? So if you want to, you see, the 14 in a string is not just a number, that is what? Double. Once it is put in a string, I will assume it to be what? A character, right? So here, this one is a character. So if you want to really convert this character, right, 14 into what? Numeric, you just put the cursor there and then, you just use the as dot numeric and then put in the character. It will convert it from character to what? Numeric. So once you run it, you are surely going to get what? Our 14, right? So if you want to check, if you want to also convert this 14 to what? Integer to, you can surely do that. Because if you want to get the data type for this one, so for instance, if you want to get the data type for the 14, type of into bracket of what? 14, right? So once you get the type of, once you run, you are going to get what? Double. So with the double, if you want to change that double to what? Integer, use the what? The as dot integer, right? So once you run that, you are surely going to get what? 14, right? So that is that for the character, right? So let's continue. Let's say that is what I've already been explained, right? So that I will not go through this again. And then you can also convert numbers to what? Characters using the as dot character. Let's say we have a number and you want to convert that number to what? A character, right? So you just use the as dot character and then put in that number. It will surely going to convert to what? Character for you. So once you run, you see there is some inverted commas on top of what? The number, So this is 10. This is not the number again, but it's rather what, a string, right? So if you want to check the data type for this one, you are surely going to get what, character, right? So this is the one, the full content of my atomic data type. You knowing this atomic data type will really help you a lot, because when a data is given to you, and then let's say you check the data structure, right? You checking the data structure, you see that, oh, this is what numeric, this is character, this is what double, right? This is what complex. So if it is complex, is there any necessary analysis that I have to do before I can go on with the work? Yes. For example, if you have characters inside your work, you have to change the characters into what factors before you can continue with what your analysis. So if you don't know the atomic data types, it will be very, very difficult for you to convert them into factors for you to make your analysis very simple. So this is what Statistics and Mathematics Twitter channel. So please kindly subscribe and share the link to others so that they too can really enjoy and then understand and get themselves relief from the stress in Thank you for watching. Bye. Have a nice day.